you can see that the majority of these dots are to the right upper corner, which indicates very positive, very opinionated tweet. Today we are going to use Tweepy as well as natural language processing to see what people think of the ocean cleanup. So like I said, we're going to use a library called TextBlob. So I've imported TextBlob as well as Tweepy that we're going to import. Then we are going to connect to the Tweepy API, that is essentially Twitter's API, to get all this data from, to get all the tweet text values. And then next we have this search query, which is the ocean cleanup. We are not going to look for retweets. We don't want retweets of any tweet. We just want the original one. And we're going to save these tweets in batches of 100. And we're going to see how much we get. Hopefully we can get 1,000 tweets. And we're going to run this big script here to save it all in a text file. Now I've said the text file is just tweets.txt. So what this is going to do is going to try and get all the tweets and it's going to save it in a text file. And there you can see it start downloading, and it has downloaded 225 tweets in total and saved it to my text file. Now you can have a look to see all these tweets, and you can see there's the first one and there's the second one. Passion with which you are taking this activity to new heights is inspiring. Once we've downloaded all the tweets, we've saved it in a text file. We can go and we can remove some of the syntax that you usually find in tweets to make our natural language processing a bit more straightforward. So all these tags we are going to remove, as well as all this, which is usually emoticons, and we're also going to remove hyperlinks, so like website URLs and stuff we're going to remove. There's another one. And hashtags, we are going to remove the hash so that then this just becomes a word which we can then use natural language processing. So to do that, we're just going to say read the tweets from the text file and put it in a variable tweets. And while you're doing it, just clean it up. So this clean function here is just going to remove all the retweets and the ats and the hashes and everything. So just so that the text is just more bit cleaner before we go and we analyze them to see what is their polarity and sentiment. So now all my tweets are inside that variable. And if we go and we just have a look at the first one, you can see there it is, you are invited to an online chat. If we can go to the second one, it's just plain text, majority of it. So that looks to have been done correctly. And now I'm going to create two functions, polarity and subjectivity, using some lambda functions. And here I'm going to call the function TextBlob. Now, usually what happens if you go and use the function TextBlob, it returns a tuple with the polarity and subjectivity contained in it. So if we take this example again, so like tweet one, and we're just going to say print out this tuple for me using TextBlob. And we can see there's a sentiment. So they've got the polarity given here as 0.45. Now, usually if it's +1, it is very positive, -1 is very negative, so this is quite positive. And then the subjectivity is from 0 to 1, 0 being very objective and 1 being very subjective. So you can see this 0.72 is quite a subjective tweet, but it's overall very positive. So now we can go and we are going to create two variables, tweet polarity and tweet subjectivity, and we're going to enter all the polarity scores and all the subjectivity scores into these two variables for each tweet that we have scraped from Twitter. And now we're going to try and visualize it, because it's always better to tell a story with a picture. So we are going to use a scatter plot, and we can see by looking at this one here, you can see that the majority of these dots are to the right upper corner, which indicates very positive, very opinionated tweets. So a bunch of the tweets that we've gotten from Twitter is opinions, but very positive opinions. So that's people's opinions are sort of positive when it comes to the ocean cleanup. You can see there's a bunch of neutral and a bit of negativity to a maximum of just below 0.5, -0.5. And then you've got one outlier here, which is very negative, very opinionated. So I don't know what the ocean cleanup has done to this guy.